So milking out this whole Chris Rock Jada Pickett just like every other YouTuber because let's be real, as much as y'all tired of hearing it, y'all also I'm pretty sure y'all also learned a lot from a lot of people. So this one is going to be about protecting black women. I did a video on this before, but it kind of got too long. But I wanted to put these things in two reasons because the one thing that I don't think I've explored yet, and it's probably because I haven't talked to no women about this, and maybe I should probably talk to women, but I will send this out to a couple of them and get their opinions. So the protecting black women, I'm big on protecting black women. I have sisters. I've tried to protect them as much as I can. Now the question is, how do you want to be protected? Because and you're thinking, and a lot of people thinking, just protect me, but some of y'all need protection from yourselves. Before I even get to a point to where I want to protect you, I feel like a lot of y'all need protections from yourselves. Ray, why do you say that? It's because of the way we are brought up. Now, the thing is, and I've said this since all the time, since slavery, and I've even made videos about this. When it comes to black masculinity and black femininity, I think it's different. We may share the same basic things, but I feel like there are different things that makes us, different from other races when it comes to masculinity and femininity. I do feel like the way black women express their femininity, since especially in black Americans, it's through working, it's through not through working, it's through providing, maybe even sometimes emulating the things that black men do. These are my thoughts. But also, if you go back in the history, some of these black women were warriors. Some of these black women are tried. Some of these people, some of these women came from matriarchs. Maybe that's why they have these boss mentalities, because a lot of people came from places from matriarchal society. And I'm not saying this, as a proof of point, because like I said, I'm big on protecting black women. And one thing a man wants to do, and contrary to the belief, black women, contrary to the belief, we do want to protect black women. I don't know how many, how many times where I had to, when it comes to the women I know, I've like gone up there to protect. But I want y'all to ask yourself, how do you want to be protected specifically? I want you to tell, like, how do you want to be protected? Because some things you can solve, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Shut the fuck up. That's one way. I saw this one TikTok that's just like, I need a nigga to slap a nigga. I need a nigga to slap. Just like Will, just ready to slap a nigga. And she said, I talk too much shit, and I'm gonna need a nigga to slap me. To me, the obvious answer is for you to, maybe you shouldn't talk shit to a nigga that's bigger than you, so you wouldn't have to get a black man to like fuck with you. Now, I'm not gonna say black women have these attitudes, even though I've said that you have attitudes, but I've also, like, I understand your attitudes. Black women, I do. I understand why you have attitudes sometimes, especially when you get fucked over. You should express the anger of getting fucked. Hey, these niggas don't fuck me over. That make me angry. I get that. I've always gotten that. I've said that. But there's times where I've said this. I said this. I don't have a problem with black women, cursing a nigga out if he does something bad or he didn't do something that needed to be done. But it's when you curse someone out that doesn't deserve it, that's when it becomes a problem. And black women, I say it all the time. You kind of like gotta agree with that, because sometimes y'all be cursing out niggas that don't deserve it, or it's just like, damn, what do you do? Hello, sometimes a lot of y'all will say that, hey, I got a mouth on me, so I may, you might have to defend me sometimes. And a lot of men don't want to do that. And the thing is, we don't have a problem fighting, but we need a valuable reason why we fighting sometimes. And I, I'm big on peace. I'm gonna talk to myself specifically. I'm big on peace. As you're supposed to bring me peace, why am I fighting? Especially especially if you're the one supposed to bring me peace. It's like, if anybody needs protection, it's me, because you might be the one that's getting me in trouble. And I've seen plenty of times where black women done got their man in trouble because they ran their fucking mouth. And like I said, we don't have a problem defending our wife. That's why I'm not mad at Will. And I want this to be, no one's really mad at Will for defending his wife. But as men, one thing about men I see, and y'all can say I'm right or wrong about this, but I've seen this a lot in men than I do with men. There's a time and place for everything. And I've said that most of the time. There's a time and place for everything. Sometimes y'all want to curse a nigga out right then and there, and sometimes it's like, this ain't the place. But some people, they want, and a lot of women, they want instant justice, like instant gratitude, instant. Oh, you gonna let him talk to me like that? You just gonna let him talk shit like that? And then it's like, you want him to handle shit instantly. Sometimes men go, I'ma handle it. Maybe not here, but I'ma handle it. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe, and you could say I'm wrong about this, but some women are turned on by violence. Some women are turned on by seeing a man like fight for them. It turned them on. That's when Q Tiffany Haddish, when she said, I told Jada, I want you to suck that nigga dick from the back, because if that is someone that did that to her, that's what she would have done. It's like, after he done slapping, she probably would have fucked him right there. She's like, in front of everybody, you see how my man, defended me? I'm gonna suck his dick from the back. These are Tiffany Haddish's words. You could look. She said that. She said, I want you to suck that nigga dick from the back. Sometimes, yeah, violence do turn on women. I remember, I was watching this boxing video, and it was about Muhammad Ali and Frazier, and this was in high school. I was in high school. This girl was, and I still find it funny today. It turned her the fuck on, and she was getting aroused about watching Ali and Frazier go at it. And it was an old video. She was like, I looked at her, I was like, you okay? I was like, I like seeing two men fight. That shit is sexy. So I'm not saying she's the type of girl that caused trouble, but she obviously, that obviously turned her on. So I feel like if you want to be with someone like her, you better get your hands ready, because I don't know if she's type of to talk shit, but she would love you if you defend her honor. And like I said, I don't think men have a problem defending their honor, but at the same time, you got to defend us too. Sometimes it's just, and I feel like I know someone said, sometimes black women, we need y'all to protect us too, because sometimes we need the protection. It's a two-way street. But I do get it. Why do I feel like black women, sometimes you don't feel protected? I do agree with you. Sometimes you're probably not protected, whether it's your fault or not, but because with majority of men, I have to know you before I even give my body to you. And that's why Shahzad Ali said, you gotta be worthy of my protection. I'm not just gonna protect you just because you're a black woman. You could be against me. You could get me set up. I'm not saying black women set men up all the time, but there are times where it does happen. And hell, sometimes we want to know you have our back. I'm not going to put my body out on the line for you, and you're just, okay, baby, just get him, baby, get him. Sometimes nigga got a gun. It's just like, hey, it's okay, baby. You ain't gotta do that. For another reason, this is why I say, there is a misunderstanding. There is a misunderstanding between black men and black women, where there is a misunderstanding of how things should be handled. But this is why I say we need to learn how to talk to each other, and communication is one thing. So basically, this is my extend out to any black woman that's watching this. I want you to tell me specifically, how do you want to be protected? Because sometimes even when during protection, Will Smith, to me, it's like Jada could have protected Will too, especially if you know that he was going to sit up there and do something. She could have stopped it, and this is what a lot of men would have said. It's like she could have anytime she was like, "Baby, don't do this." And I brought up Terry Crews. Now I know what y'all thinking, like, "Oh, him slapping the person," and the whole thing is just she knew. And because I had this argument with someone, she was like, "So that's extremely different," and I think she missed the point. It says sometimes when you know your man and you know his, uh, when he's going to tick or when he's going to do something brash, you stop him ahead of time. There's been many a times where I wanted to crack jokes, and my sister they look at me and say, "Don't do it. I know you." It's like you telling me you don't know when a person's going to do something brash and you've been with him for 30 years. It's like, do you really know your husband? Do you really know what makes him tick? A lot of you, and you know, I'm not gonna say women in general. I think are selfish by nature because it's always a me, me, me. It's not what I can. It's like what can he do for me is more or less like what can I get out of this? And a lot of black men, I tell you, and I say this all the time, and I stand this to ground. We selfishly sacrifice ourselves. It's like there are plenty of time where black men just we'll sacrifice our bodies just to make sure you live good. We'll sacrifice our time just to make sure you live comfortably. That's why, and that's what to me that's what makes black men so special in general, but especially black men. Sometimes we gotta take the whippings just so you don't. I feel there are women that will appreciate that. There are women that see that and will appreciate that. Now, let me and I want to ask you this: if Jada, let's say if Tiffany Haddish told like Tiffany Haddish said, "You better suck that nigga dick from the back," and she didn't. He's like, "Why should I? He not Tupac." Do you feel like she's ungrateful? Because I think, for one thing, this is why. Because I know like there's a lot of men. It's like there's a lot of women, and they make it even about them when it's really about Will. And we tell them all the time. Sometimes, and I said it. Sometimes black women, it's not about y'all all the fucking time. Sometimes it's just like you gotta understand that man has a 30-year career that he worked for. We don't want to see him fuck that up over one instance because even Warren Buffett said it takes years to build a reputation, but it only takes a second to ruin it. So, and that's why I tell people is what, look, black women, I know he was doing it for Jada, but it's not about y'all. Hell, it it's like a lot I think some of y'all gonna be mad about that, but I have to say it like that. It's not about y'all all the fucking time. Sometimes it's just about the man. Because he's gonna be the one. He's the one that's facing the consequences, let's be real. He's the one getting his name scrutinized. He's the one that's like, he could be the one going in jail for defending you. He's the one going to jail to defending you. He's the one that might be getting stripped. She's not going to get stripped. She can still have a fucking career. Ain't nobody going to blackball Jada. If all of a sudden they get blackballed, you think Jada's going to get blackballed? No. So, and then again, and this is what I mean by, and this is the last point. If that's what y'all think is protecting black women, and like I said, I don't have a problem with him defending a black woman, because like I said, he should defend the black woman, but not right there, not then. It's like I said, time and place. Then and there, nah. Maybe in some other type of way that could have been done where he still got his point across. But he shouldn't have to. His career shouldn't have to be on the line to, even get to that point. His career shouldn't be on the line. And I think anybody know this. Like, if you go, especially if you know he's going to do something stupid. And I say it all the time. Sometimes women, especially to a couple of men, y'all the, they say music soothes the savage beast. Some of you women are the music that soothes the savage beast. And you know that Jada, and I say this all the time, Will would, and I don't care what anybody say, because this the one thing I disagree with black men. He wouldn't have done that if that was The Rock. He wouldn't have done that if that was anybody that, that could probably fight him. I disagree because, like Jada, like when it comes to Jada, I feel like Will fight anybody, and I do mean anybody. He could fight. Mike Tyson could have said something about his wife. He could have been ready to fight. I believe so, and I'm standing on that, right? I'm standing on that because I can see it happening. Like I can see him fighting Mike Tyson over Jada, saying the same thing. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, especially when you're that pissed. I've been to a point where I didn't care who was there, and I had that anybody can get it attitude. I've been there. It's not, and sometimes it's more detrimental than it is, you know, protected. And I've been in a position, and for those who thinking I've never had to be in a position to protect black women, I definitely have. And I will leave you with this story. I'm gonna end it with this story. When I started dating my ex for 3 years that I've talked about on this channel, um, I tried to keep our relationship low key because I didn't want a lot of people knowing. For two reasons. I didn't want a lot of people knowing my relationship, not because I was ashamed of her, because I was in the military and I didn't want none of us to catch a fraternization charge. So sadly, we are in the same division. So I knew one of these days that I'm going to like they're going to find out about my relationship, and I had to deal with it. So one drunken night, a bunch of people I work with, and they was drunk as fuck. And one of them, I guess she used to date him when she got on a boat because she got on that boat before me. I didn't know that. I'm just there, being a man and all that. So he was drunk as fuck, and like I said, they didn't know we was dating, but that night they knew we was dating. So he was drunk as fuck, and I guess like he was touching her and all that other stuff. And next thing you know, the nigga slap her in the ass without hesitation. I jumped off the couch, and like when I tell you, I jumped off that couch and I flipped over the couch, not like a front flip, like no ninja flip, but I jumped over that couch so quickly without hesitation, got right in front of her and like looked at her. We didn't get into no fight, but it got to a point where it's just like he understood that, hey, that shit ain't what you did. That shit ain't gonna go down, and he backed off. Needless to say, I got my dick sucked that night too. But it was just like she was just like she's about to. I guess you should know that me and him. And I said I don't want to hear. I don't want to know. I was just like Ari, like to me, Ari put two and two together, and I guess she was trying to tell me. I was like, look, you ain't gotta tell me. I don't. It's like I'm just here to protect you. I had your back. So, and that's all I cared about was having her back, making sure she was good. Because I felt like if he did that shit in front of me as a man, and this is just me personally, as a man, I couldn't have lived with myself that I couldn't protect someone that, she was being harassed. And like I said, you should have seen how fast I jumped, like without hesitation. I jumped right in front and I stopped it. It didn't have to go, I didn't have to slap him. It didn't even have to go to no words. I didn't have to curse him out. He understood. And that's all, and sometimes that's all it takes. Now, yes, we're different people, but he got the message, leading us to say. And the thing is, the guy wasn't no punk. It's not like he was no punk. The nigga was in shape. He worked out, and I think he was on a wrestling team or some shit like that. So like, we could probably went blow to blow. But that day, and I tell people that all the time, that day I'd have fought everybody for her. And that's my story, and I'm gonna leave it in. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel, and like I said, and I'm gonna also leave with this question: how do you want to be protected? And I want y'all to be very specific in how do y'all want to be protected, black women. And I'm serious, I'm dead ass serious. How do you want to be protected? How do you want a black man, especially how do you want a black man to protect you? I let me know, and I hope this, whoever black woman reach this to, I hope you give me an answer. I might send this to a couple black women so I can get some answers. Till then, my name is hell. I'm even going to say this on my podcast sooner or later. Till then, my name is Mosquito Fly. I'm out. Peace.